fighter planes in the air, at burnt-out vehicles on the ground. A scene of war and desolation in the middle of Russian territory. This Tuesday, for the first time, 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers crossed the border in tanks. The reaction was swift. Moscow announced that it had already killed 660 soldiers of Vladimir Putin's college.
The Kiev regime has undertaken a new large-scale provocation. It is firing indiscriminately with various types of weapons, including rockets, at civilian buildings, homes, and even ambulances.
With this offensive, is Ukraine seeking to open a new front? An incursion of at least 10 kilometers into the Russian oblast of Kursk Oblast. Several villages in the town of Suja were hit. A state of emergency is declared. Evacuations are underway, as these images from Russian television show. Images. The attack was kept secret. Volodymyr Zelensky had not even informed his American allies. Last night, without mentioning the operation, he reiterated his strategy.
It's important to destroy the enemy, exactly as our soldiers know how, with determination, because it strengthens our country's defense, and because it produces results. The more pressure we put on Russia, on this aggressor who brought war to Ukraine, the closer peace. The closer, just peace. Through just force.
Like here in Suja. Images of stricken and ruined houses. All the more reason to revive certain doubts in Russian opinion. For the past 2 days, several Kremlin supporters have been expressing their anger at the general staff. Like this influential ultra-nationalist blogger on Telegram.
Every day they lie and make mistakes that cost the lives of our fighters. We know that the enemy will attack where we have holes, but we continue to waste our forces irrationally, appointing those who have already failed to positions of responsibility.
In recent weeks, however, the Russians seem to have the upper hand, particularly in the Donbass, village after village. Their armies are gaining ground and closing in on Kramatorsk, a strategic town where the Ukrainian garrison is stationed. This side is dangerous. Russian strikes are constantly coming here. At the front, these soldiers are defending every inch of these ruins, but they see the Russians advancing.
The situation right now is difficult, tense, but we're standing by our guys, holding our positions, our zone.
Advancing, but at what cost? According to Kiev, the Russians are counting 1,000 dead and wounded every day. Despite the stalemate, there is still hope for the Ukrainians. Thanks to the F-16s promised by the Americans and Europeans, these powerful radar-equipped fighters capable of intercepting missiles were finally delivered this week.
We have had hundreds of meetings and discussions to strengthen our aviation and air defense capabilities. We often heard the answer that it was impossible. Nevertheless, we have achieved this ambition and strengthened our defensive requirements. It is now a reality in our skies. The F-16s are in Ukraine.
At least 4 of the 80 F-16s promised have already been delivered. And that's not counting the Mirage 2000 that France is due to send to Ukraine.